Joe Biden did the speech at historic Ebenezer. We do this every year. I'm right here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a big deal. All of the important people come together. Ebenezer is that historic place. My dear brother, Senator Warnock, is the pastor there. The president came and spoke. Bernice King, Dr. King, she is a good friend of mine as well. Here's part of what Biden said during his speech.
Progress is never easy, but it's always possible. And the things do get better on our march toward a more perfect union. But at this inflection point, we know there's a lot of work that has to continue on economic justice, civil rights, voting rights, and protecting our democracy. And I'm remembering that our job is to redeem the soul of America.
Okay. I don't have any issue with the words of President Joe Biden. I have no issue. I do have issue with the lack of proclamation about what has been done. We all agree what needs to be done. Let me get down to it. Joe Biden delivered a sermon at historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. This was in Atlanta, becoming the first sitting president to do so at the church where Martin Luther King Jr. once pastored. King served as a pastor of the historic church until his assassination in 1968 at the age of 39. Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock, who is the church's current pastor, invited the president to deliver the sermon on what would have been King's 94th birthday. Here's a quote. So President Biden said, "Are we a people who choose democracy over autocracy?" You couldn't ask that question 15 years ago, right? You would have thought democracy was settled, not for African Americans, but democracy as an institutional structure was settled, but it's not. It's not. We have to choose a community over chaos. Are we the people going to choose love over hate? These are the vital questions of our time. And the reason why I'm here as your president, I believe Dr. King's life and legacy show us the way, and we should pay attention. That is correct, Mr. President. He also said he didn't believe in gradualism. He also said this is not going to happen if you let them continue to make you compromise. He said those things, and here we are. So I'll open this up for the panel. Every single year, and I will go to you first, Senator Turner. Every single year when the holiday of King comes around, they give you this very curated version of him. And they say things like, well, Dr. King did not see color. That's a damn lie. He saw color every day. He talked about it, okay? So what say you?
Yeah, I was signed, Doc. I mean, listen, he said the right things, but does he do the right thing? He's president of the United States of America. He has the power in his hands. He has the power of the soapbox. And the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, last time I checked, did not pass when the Democrats had full control. Dr. King was in Memphis to support sanitation workers.
Yep.
But this president and the previous Congress took away the power of rail workers to go on strike. So although what he said, economic rights, voting rights, all of that stuff is really nice, but to quote the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is one thing. To work towards achieving what he was fighting for, what he lived for, what he died for, what his contemporaries, what Mrs. Coretta Scott King was fighting for is a whole different thing. So while I applaud that he is the first president to come to the church, however, he is wanting. So I was not impressed whatsoever.
Rickey, I will say this, there is a sentiment, you are a genuine person connected to civil rights and civil rights leaders in the movement. But there is a sentiment that we engage in these symbols rather than allowing those opportunities, which is a great opportunity. I love going to Ebenezer. It's a great opportunity to launch something from there, to have a plan of action. What say you?
Yeah, I think it would have been great to see the president of the United States sign a bill while he was there, kind of piggyback off of what Senator Turner said. Symbolism, yeah, is one thing, but action is another thing. While he had the Senate, and the Congress, and what was really scary, our voting rights are at risk right now. Everything that Dr. King died for, and others, along with other civil rights leaders, have sacrificed their lives, is in question. All of the critical race theory and all of this stuff in our history being wiped out, trying to erase our history and all of that stuff like that. So I think that we are probably in more danger, just as much danger now as we were in the 60s. So, got a lot of work to do.
Whole lot of work to do. And there are some actions, obviously, that can be taken by executive order. There's some gray area, but Republicans have no issue pushing the gray. Hell, they will do things flat out illegal.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.